So Arrma has a pretty nice setup going on here. So no shocks. Look at this. Pretty crisp. So I was adjusting that screw. I was backing it out, trying to keep it even, to the point where the dog bone was about to come out, but not quite. So, little super hack. All right, so shock preset. Minus the cat. These are the rears on the Arrma Typhon. That was a little bit slower. I don't know why. But the fronts seem good. Both the fronts. This one's a little weak. I'm going to redo this one. Oh my God. Alright, so the last thing you do after rebuild the shocks, hit it with some palm olive. You don't want the shock fluid on anything external. So don't play with them either. You want to try them off. After they're all nice and dried, for the most part, you can go ahead and rebuild them. So that's what I'm going to do next. Shush. So his name is Shit Biscuit. Actually, his name is Squirt. But that's what I call him. This cat goes hunting with me. I kid you not. So this part was bent a little bit. Had a nice banana action going on. Hence why I had to play my rear lower arms. Just, gave her a couple whacks. A little scarring right there with the old linemen's, the old Kleins. Just whack, whack. And now she sits nice and flat. I'm going to have to clean everything as I rebuild it. All right, we're looking a lot better now. There's just a little bit of space in there. But yeah, this part right here was just like way out. And it caused, I forget what side it was. Caused one of the arms to just keep rocking. It was probably this side right here. So it caused the arms to travel back and forth a little bit. And I was like, something is not right. As you see, you definitely want to keep that surface clean as the surface it mounts back to, because that is the differential housing is part of the chassis. So I got her back together and I removed the rear diff. She is currently sitting upright. That's going to be for about the next 15 to 20 minutes. I'm filling the rear diff up with 10K or 10,000 CST. Also, before you go back together with everything, there's a, so Arrma does provide a grub screw to take out of the diff. Remove it. Both pulling it off and going back together with it. So excess fluid can explode itself. I don't freaking know. So you don't want this plastic housing pressurized, okay? I haven't done the upgrade yet. I want this to work. I want to prove a point. Okay, it's about 10 minutes in. You can see the air bubbles coming up. Slowly but surely. You want those out. So I said at least 15 to 20 minutes. So here's a little secret. I want a little bit more travel. So I'm going to go to the max length my shocks are. So that's dead drop. So there's play in it. I just want to do exactly a quarter turn. I want no play. Let's see. No play. I just keep loosening a half a turn. All right, there's play. So I want a quarter turn. And we are tight. So the shock doesn't hyperextend. And the arm is able to go down as far as it can. Which really helps. All right, it's been about 30 minutes. There's still like micro bubbles. but we're gonna go ahead and put it back together. I am taking out 100,000 weight diff fluid, and I am going back in with 10K. So I don't think the micro bubbles are going to affect me a whole lot. If anything, I might want a few more, but we're going to live with it. And here I got it all together, about to clean her up, but that's why you want the grub screw out, so it doesn't overpressure. Another thing with the Typhon, you can set the what you call it, sway bar. You can set the sway bar tension. I recommend you do this cautiously, a little at a time. So I went a little bit tighter. I think I'm going to go another quarter turn tighter. Just kind of playing around with it, seeing what it does. Let me have it back. Oh gosh, these MIP tools are the best. They just grip. Come on, come on. Let me have it. There you go. All right. I want less action side to side. About halfway, and then 3/4 full way. All right, I'll stick with it. Also, I'm just using bearing grease on the gears. It's just Valvoline. Any kind of light grease will do. This is a high temp grease for like trailer bearings. So, figure if it get hot, it'll melt. It'll do its thing. We'll go from there. And now for the front differential. Instead of 10K in the front, we're going to go ahead and put 15K in the front. 15,000 CST. We're going to put this both in the front and in the middle. So we'll go from there. I'm going to spend the next 4 hours doing this. Oh God, don't know what's up with my Typhon. So I had to take the shocks out. I just have them both loose. And I just popped off the sway bar to get the diff out. Alright, so we managed to pop out the front diff. It's still a little bit of struggle just because I have huge fingers and I can't get to the axles to pop them out. I'm going to go ahead and take these 4 bolts out. I am going to loosen that grub screw. And I'm going to drain it and fill it with 15K. No, I haven't shaven yet. I'm going to show you an easy way to get all the diff fluid out. So I have 100,000 weight in here. Do you know how long I would have to wait for that to drain out? That's literally liquid plastic. Wait till I get to the center diff. That's 20 million weight. Just put on a napkin. You get a couple spinning roos. Keep doing it. And repeat. And you'll slowly but surely start feeling the diff loosen up a little bit. So you can see my pattern. Start over. It takes about a whole napkin. I'm not kidding. We just keep doing this until that clacking noise is like minimal. And then I even go as far as putting a little bit of the weight I want to put in there, spinning it, and repeating the process. Just to help make sure that existing 100,000 weight remnants isn't going to affect. And also when you do this, the gasket does come off, which is great. You want that anyway, rather than trying to pull it off. Let it come off on its own. So we're going to fold this nice and neat and remain disgusting. So now I let some 15,000 weight sit in there. So clickety clackety, and you can see the evidence. You know, it's still kind of like dirty looking. Anyone who's ever changed their own oil knows what this is. It's just slightly micro metallic debris. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1, right? We're putting new diff fluid in, we're tuning, and we're cleaning. Look at this freaking mop I got. This is the longest my hair's been in like 6 years. Y'all go ahead and make fun of me. I do not care. Still gonna love y'all anyway. So the diff is finally starting to loosen up a little bit. I just touched diff fluid. Now I'm extra sticky. Sticky. Not sticky. No. Sticky. I'm going both ways every now and then. Really trying to get the point. You burn through some paper towels doing this. So, quickie. It's no quickie no more. Which means we are good to go. So now what we're going to do, let's keep it there. And we're going to drop in some 15K, 15,000 CST. Really slowly. I drop it right in the center of the diff because that's got the highest chance of making it all the way to the bottom first. And I do want to fill the diff up just a little bit. And now, since I have a little bit of fluid in there, just a little bit, I'm going to take my little grubby screw here, put it back on, find the hole, and put it in there just about halfway. Not too much, just enough to hold the fluid. Anyway, now I'm going to fill it up all the way. I'll just walk you through the steps. I'm horrible at continuing a video during critical moments. Also, if you wind up getting diff fluid into the bolt holes of the diff housing, bad things can happen. I don't know if the screw holes are vented or not at the bottom. I don't think they are, which can be very bad if you're tightening a screw. But there are ways to get about it. One is to redrain your diff and let it sit upside down for 24 hours. Let all of that fluid out. Put a hairdryer on it for a little bit and help loosen up that fluid. The fluid does become thinner via heat. And another thing is you can take a Q-tip, cut the end off, and try to pull some of it out or expand it out. A Q-tip will fit down in these holes a little bit better. Okay, I am disgusting. I have a whole paper towels that I'm burning through. But I'm trying to get like cross fluid contamination. Commamitation. I expect y'all to use my lingo if you're watching my videos. So, I don't know if you can see. There's no bubbles. That's a damn lie. What we're going to do is slowly rotate this quite a few times. And this is the beginning of our 30-minute mark. Just a fly. So rotate a little bit, about 180. And then we watch water boil. Well, even worse, we watch 15K fluid boil. Then we'll have to do it again for the center diff. I love my job. So this is 3 minutes in, and you can already see micro bubbles. Say micro bubbles. Just bubbles coming in. Also, adding diff, I was trying to clean it out. Diff grease. I gotta clean the upper side. But you can see where I'm wiping right now. The bearing holders, you want those pretty clean. But to me, my opinion, especially after working on Nissans for quite a while, I feel like the grease just catches dirt and holds it. And when that when that grease gets out of the way, I think it just holds the dirt out of the way rather than keep letting it go around. Dirt, for some reason, is tougher than the metal. I don't know why. But it is imperative. So please add grease. I don't care what kind of grease it is. It could be just cheesy silicone grease. Don't be a genius and add shock oil to your diffs. It's not going to work. Okay? It's not going to work. But definitely some kind of grease. Some kind of thicker grease. It's going to heat up. It just does. There's a lot of power going through these cars, especially on eighth scale cars. I don't know why I can't talk today. Word bank is empty. It's going to be a tinkering process. If you're like a noob like me, someone who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, is just go ahead and modifying the crap out of the car. Welcome to my world. You're one of me. We're a band of brothers. We're SHP. Shit Happens Productions. Let's rock and roll. Look at that. That's some nasty grease. Nasty. That just come out of there. Hold on, get a light. There's still more. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to get some Q-tips. I can't have that. No. OCD. OCD. Tell you something really cool. Check this out. Arrma has a tattletale when you use the wrong diff fluid. So that's still sitting. Micro bubbles are coming up. I don't know if you can see on the gears. There's a lot of bubbles still. I'm not okay with it. But if you look at the gasket, you can see where the gasket has stretched via the black lines. So that tells me the front end was getting really hot when it shouldn't have been. But I was also using, what was I using? 100,000 weight front and rear and 20 million center. I mean, it's an Arrma Typhon V5 6S. Yeah, it was a basher. I was putting humongous wheels on it. What was I putting? I don't have zoom. I was putting the wheels on that Revo on there. So, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of heat buildup. Hopefully the gasket's still good. Even if it's not, it's going back in, even with a bead of silicone. Ask me if I care. Good though. I'm going to send it. Okay, look, I know I said 30 minutes. It's probably going to be like 45 minutes. Look at this. So many bubbles. So many. I'm going to be here a while. A long while. Alrighty. So, if you see it, all of the little bubbles have dissipated. So what I'm going to do now, and it's already topped off. So we are going to go ahead. Actually, I'm not going to remove the grub screw yet. Fuck that. Put the sun gear on. Whoa. I'm going to position the gasket correctly. Shove all the holes. And then match that portion of it. Alright. Feels pretty matched. There will be a little extra fluid. What I'm going to do is hand start these screws. All 4 of them. Because what happens next is the make or break moment. I don't know if you can see it on video, because the video, I don't have like a foam prop, so you have to bear with me on that. I touched the fluid. I touched it. Oh my God. Oh my God. So now what I'm going to do, it's not like it's fully tight yet. I'm going to take the grub screw out. Grub screw. Now what I'm going to do, this is my drill. I'm going to work it down. And you will see where it is between. So I put this on my fingers, oh my God. But I essentially want it to bleed out. So I'll take the grub screw off. And of course, hit the ground. Of course. But I want to hand tighten these to get a feel for it. Make sure all these are tight. If you can do this like super clean, let me know. You just torque sequence opposite of each other and then around the circle. And then what I like to do is, besides being gooey, let the diff sit up right. Let any of those extra air bubbles out, because it matters. So here's another thing. You'll see diff fluid come to pulsate a little bit. That's if I put the grub screw in there right now, it's going to over pressurize this whole thing. So I have to take a little bit out. And the way I do that, take an Allen wrench I'm not using, kind of punch it in there a little bit, take a little bit out, and wipe it off on a napkin. I don't want that grub screw giving pressure to the diff. I want the diff to be free, because ultimately this is going to heat up. It just is what it is. And of course, with heat, things expand, and then bad things happen. And now I need another paper towel. Oh my God, I've used so many paper towels. I don't want diff fluid on the gears. I just want regular bearing grease on the gears. No big deal. So what you'll see now is a clean hole. Well, I had the grub screw. I need that. Okay, found the grub screw. Diff on the ground. I do want to make sure there ain't no freaking dirt on it. So I'm gonna put it in. No power tools. None. So I'll make sure it gets in there. I don't tighten it all the way down. Let's make it flush with the housing and then sink it just a little bit more. So now we have a 15K diff. Splendid, shall I say. There's nothing kind about this. Liberally apply the grease. This is what it pretty much should look like after you spun around a few times. But we're going to smack some more on there. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Of course, you want to press it on first and then wipe off any residual. Whoops. I put a lot on. I am tightening the front sway bars. Half a turn. Just maybe a little bit more. And while I'm at it, as far as steering goes, there is a second hole. I'm going to go ahead and move that hole adjustment up one hole. In order to do that, I have to take this upper arm out of the way. Maybe. Might be able to... Nope. It stays in the way. Alright. Same thing with the front. So I got 15K up here. I forget the shock fluid was like 42.5 or something like that. No play. After adjusting the where's it at? The grub screw down there on each side. So I have no play. No play. Okay, so I did remove the motor. I put the smaller pinion back on, the 19 tooth instead of the 28 or whatever it was. What was it? 20. Okay, 22. And I'm trying to remove the 20 million weight center diff grease. This is round 3 of letting it sit and trying to scoop it out. This is round 4. We'll get there. And even the sun gear still wants to pull the paper towel up. That's 20 million weight. Holy smokes. Only use this for your bashers. That's it. And that's what this was. This was a basher. So I've been cleaning out the sun gear. Look at the chunks. Straight chunks I pulled off. Using a set of hook and awls. I mean, it's just like non-stop. You see all that extra crust? Looks like fibers more toward the center. Ignore the air bubbles. That's the crap I'm trying to get out. That's at 20 million weight. Okay, so center diff is done, finally. It's been 3 hours. Tons of napkins. Feels good. Feels really good. Okay. I had to cut this piece off because the heatsink was getting in the way. Just a smidge. It's not a clean cut. Not a clean cut at all. Y'all simply could tell me I put the arm on backwards. Jeez Louise, look at this. You, come on. What's the matter for me? Okay. Overview stance. Fan works. It's mounted. I need to get a different fan. Don't tell Mom. The toe is nice and out. Let's see if I gotta stand up for this. It's good there. Good there. Got the new shock fluids in. A little stiffer up front. Doink. Doink. Steering angle's changed a whole lot. Look at that. That is almost hugging. Can't ask for any more than that. And I busted a knuckle. Love it. So we do have 15K up front. We have 15K in the middle. And we have 10K in the rear. These will loosen up as heat builds. And then we have 42.5 in the rear shock fluids. And then 47.5 for the front shock fluid. Of course, we made our angle adjustment there. See what kind of steering we get. We still have more adjustments we can make. My shocks are laid all the way in up top on both front and rear. We run some Pro lines, some POs. I don't know how well these will do. I probably need to re-break these in. They're so soft. Not soft enough. Alrighty, she is complete, nice and plush. Nice and very plush. I mean, look at the steering. Watch this. That's got to be over 45 degrees. That's just about 45 degrees. Doink. The clips aren't in and the body's not even rattling. It's great. So I might have to adjust the shock height. Still a little high. Higher than I want. You really have to press down on that. Boom. Oh, it feels good even to turn. So that's flat stance, lifted stance. Stays pretty good. It's going to I'm assuming it's going to have a little bit more up since it's going to be accelerating a lot. Same with the rear. Has to be more down most of the time due to acceleration. The jumps have a little bit more travel for sure. That's about 3+ inches, give or take. Well, now it's time to get to the track. So, let's see what these changes affect, how it performs. Let's see what it does. Golly.